what we're doing today, I'll start with this so I start coating. We're going to be talking about the Eastwood powder coating system. Some of you guys are familiar with powder. We were the actual innovators of the DIY system. Back in '97 we brought it out. We've been selling this unit. We've had other guns in and out of the line over the years. This is the basically the staple. What it is powder is actually pulverized plastic. There's two chemistries. There's polyurethane, polyester. That's what it is. It's a dry form. So what happens on here, your particles are applied to the piece. It's applied to the piece in a dry form with the gun, and then it's heat cured. In the oven, the powder will go through a transformation where it'll turn to a solid, to a gel state, not a true liquid, but a gel state, and then back to a solid. Then you have your final cure. It's in about 400 degrees, it's in the oven. It can be in there anywhere from 20 minutes to a half hour, depending on the size of the piece. What you end up with powder, one of the benefits is the flexibility. This is just some aluminum foil that we had done. Just crumble that up and then spread it back out. If that were any type of liquid coating, you wouldn't be able to do that. It would actually delaminate off the surface. Another thing you have with it is on these springs. We'll do one of these today. Powder coated it, 10 minutes later you have this type of durability. You also have the impact and chemical resistant. .3 brake fluid, MEK, doesn't affect the powder. Some cleaners, like we found, is the bleach type white wall cleaners. If you have powder on your wheels, it may dull it a little. This is how you take care of it. It's our powder polish. We just brought this out. Simply use it on a microfiber rag, brings the gloss right back up. So this is the gun itself. What we do here, the powder is filled into this canister. We're running air in. Air comes down here and actually fluidizes, suspends the powder in air. Comes up and out the nozzle. On the end of this emitter here, when you hit the button, it's about 15,000 volts. Now it's down around 20 microamps, so it's about equivalent to a shock off the doorknob if you did touch it. But what that does is ionizes the air about the size of a golf ball in front of this nozzle. The powder comes out, picks up this high voltage charge, and then goes to a grounded object. So some people think it's electromagnet. Some people think it's just pure magic, but it's actually electrostatic charging. The particle has a negative charge, and it's going to a grounded object. So anyone out there with electrical theory, that doesn't seem right, but it's the same reason lightning will hit a grounded tree. It's the same principle. So we're going to do this timing chain cover. We'll do it in our translucent red, which is a powder that looks great over any type of polished surface. This is how easy it is. I'm just going to transfer. Fill the cup about halfway. And then onto the gun. Yeah, you could, yep. So out of the system on the floor here, we plug it into just a 120 volt outlet. We have a ground clip here, which is going to go on your part. And then this is what puts high voltage to this emitter. So that's what you see. You release the switch, you can touch the emitter. If I hold the switch, Bo touches the emitter, he'll get shocked. So we'll. So the part prep is no different than if you're going to do a quality paint job. We're going to wipe the piece down with our pre-painting prep, which is a solvent base, and some clean rags. We don't pay for this, so we spray it like it's free. All we're doing here is removing any grease oils. This was plated, so you're going to have some residuals on it. What we're using for this demo today is that little toaster oven there. I like just taking a tack rag as your final right before, even if it's liquid paint or powder. And a tip with these things is don't get the tack rags that you're going to find at Home Depot or hardware stores. Get them from a paint supplier. There is a difference between using these when you wipe off a piece of furniture or wiping off a metal substrate. All we want to do is just pull anything out of the hanger here that may have landed on it. That's it, now we're ready. So, got the grounded object. Here it is. And we're just going to run about 10 psi to the gun. So what falls on the floor here, or on this gentleman's bike, we can simply blow off with a blowgun or sweep up. I hold the button, which again energizes the emitter. Just aim towards the part. You don't need any technique. Watch this, I'll close my eyes. That's how easy this is. What you do want to do is periodically stop and just check the piece. You're just looking for light spots. You see any? Just go ahead and hit them. The powder itself is considered a nuisance, the same as what sawdust would be. So you can wear just the cotton dust mask if it gets to you. We have enough ventilation in this hanger. It's not affecting it. That's it. Now if this were liquid paint, I'd be carrying a wet edge and trying not to run down on these side areas here. But with the powder, the part's only going to take so much powder. It builds to about 3 mils. And then that's it. You'll just notice more overspray. If I decided at this point, shit, that's the wrong color, simply take the blowgun, blow it off, wipe it down again, start with a different color. That's all it is. It's just. Exactly. So what we'll do now, we're going to put it in the oven. We have the oven already preheated at 400 F. You'll see in probably 2 minutes, this is going to go to its gel state. And you'll see it go from this matte finish to a high gloss. Once that happens, this is how easy it is to powder. We're going to watch that happen. Once the entire piece goes to that gloss gel state, we set our timer for 20 minutes. You go ahead, you clean up, work on something else in the shop, your timer goes off, it comes out. Once it's cool, it goes back in service. So you're not worrying about 24-hour cure or anything with liquids. While that's happening there, I want to show you, I want to do one of these springs. This is just a little rack we made, oven rack. Just something to hold it. If somebody wants to try this, more than welcome. Here's color change. You just blow the gun out. That's it. Now we sell other bottles and kits. Anybody wants a starter kit, I'll give you one of these for free. You can buy a gun over there. It's great to have the extra bottles. We're going to use black on that spring. I like doing this. Mine at home, I just shoot out of the same bottles. You know, we could dump this back in and clean it. No time for that. So back on the gun. Get our ground clip. I'm going to go right onto the spring this time. And then once I coat the whole piece, I'll remove that ground clamp and just hit where that was. Now this is electrostatic. I didn't hit this side. But because of the wrap and the attraction, this is the side that was facing you guys, is now coated. So what I want to do, there's a little area inside. It's what? Yeah. And that's what I like doing. You stop, now you look and say, okay, I'll hit those spots. So now I just take my time and hit those. Once everything's covered, I just hit where my ground clip was. Now did that change? There's our flow out. So once this entire piece, you look at your oven, once the entire piece is like that, we go ahead and set our timer. What we're gonna do for this demo is I'm just gonna pull it out. We'll throw this one in, you'll see it'll be cooled down.
So you don't have to scuff up that part? Get it out.
Now the translucents go right over chrome plate, polished aluminum, polished stainless, with the same adhesion as what was on that aluminum foil. Was not scuffed. Nothing was done to that. Let's swap. Just put him on top. A gentleman asked if we need to scuff any of the chrome plating or the substrate. The answer is no. So that's it. We'll let this one in here, the same thing. That black now is this same, it's this same high gloss. It's the same as this one. Is what's going to happen there. But what you have, what's on there now, you know, is that satin dull look on there. And that's the beauty with powders. You can tell right away when it goes to its gel state. The reason for that gel state, there's cross-linking. Same as your urethanes or your 2 catalysts or your 2K liquid coatings. What it'll do, each particle, when it turns into the gel, bonds to the particle side of it and then to the substrate. And then goes through its final cure. That's what gives powder the adhesion, chemical properties, impact properties that it has.
What's the temperature you're going to melt that at?
You asked what the temperature is. 400 F, 400 Fahrenheit.
If you could mask out part, do half of that, you did half of all that thing here.
The valve cover?
You could do half
Yeah.
of that color and half of another?
This is a reflective chrome that we're offering powder.
Yeah.
And this was done here. There's a tape line there. So yeah, you can.
Well, what's the other side?
This is just a chrome plate.
Surface.
Yeah. But what you,
Make that a different color?
yeah. And with that,
Tape?
it's exactly what this is. This is high temp fiberglass, silicone tape. The blue is more for your fine line if you want to do some, flames or something like that.
Tape this side out with this tape. You ain't going to take the whole thing out.
No, that's what, great question. Yes, would you tape the whole thing out? This is your new masking paper now. So that's what would happen.
You leave the tape on
You cure, yep. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. So you would have, this would be your new masking. Then run your tape line. Same thing if you have any areas where you have holes.
the color you put on will get on that foil too.
Yeah, and then you just throw the foil away. If you have any threaded holes where you didn't want powder, high temp silicone plugs. Same thing, they go in, you powder the piece, throw it through the cure, let it cool down, come out, and then remove the plugs. Whatever powder is on this silicone, simply rub with your fingers here and it flakes right off. So these are reusable. This is just safety wire. You don't want to use a coat hanger because coat hangers are lacquer coated. and in the oven that lacquer won't withstand the temperature. So this is just stainless wire. This is now what you use to hang stuff. If you want to, there's no oven rack there. You don't have to set everything on top of the oven rack. You can hang stuff underneath it. If you didn't want anything, pieces that you didn't want, to see the oven rack, the hamburger lines in it, simply hang underneath.
Is that the biggest the oven comes in?
No, what we recommend is use an old electric kitchen size oven. That way you can get an 18-inch wheel in there.
I have a sign cone.
Okay.
Cut metal letters, wooden letters. Got powder coated that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's done a lot. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is, the only thing that limits you now is the size. Yeah, it's cheap because the powders here, these are like $7.99.
Yeah.
About $8 for a half pound. This will do 2 valve covers of a small block Chevy for $8. So you could go down to Home Depot or Pep Boys and get a $7 can of paint. For the same price, you could put the durability of powder on it. So I'm thinking of a number. What's the number I'm thinking of? All right, he gets a gun. All right. What was the theory of how did, I want to see if you guys even paid attention to anything I said. How is the powder transferred to the piece? Electromagnetic? This is like, there you go. We also have, I'll give both of you guys, these are great. If you want to pick the guns up, we got specials going on today. I think it's like 10 or 15, but I don't want to load you up, but we could ship you that. These guys are from Oregon. That's the starter kit. That gives you powder, the high temp tape we talked about, the plugs, everything in there. These are the new colors that we launched. We have all of your standard colors for restoration, any customization. We have your bare metal finishes. So if you want to replace a spindle or something like that, we have what looks like a cast. We have cast aluminum steel, stamped steel. But then,
Same as that book?
yeah, no, these are additional to this. This is your base colors. These.
Can I order that?
Oh, this chip chart itself? We're looking to get some made. Right now, this is the only one we have. This is just for today.
I mean, I'm in the sign business. If I'm going to do this, I need that.
Yeah. Or you can buy each of the colors and do them yourself.
What's that?
You can buy each of the colors from us and powder your own pieces. I didn't think so. Any questions?
So you said you don't have to scuff the translucent colors. You have to scuff a regular gloss black?
What I do, like doing, say you want to do a lower A-arm, suspension component, something that's really going to get hit. It's going to be under abuse. There I will. I'll blast that. Blast it with aluminum oxide. Make sure you get everything off of it. Now when you put the powder on there, think of it at the microscopic level. The profile of that is going to look like a little mountain range. When the powder, same thing as liquid, when the powder goes to its gel state, it's going to level that out, but it's going to grab into each of those peaks and valleys, and that's what gives you, everything green you see on here is powdered in some, like this is our matte black. This is a nice casting on here, so the same thing. You look at that profile, that's where you get all of your adhesion for the powder. Yeah.
Can you powder over powder?
Yes.
Let's say you want to change that color now.
This gun here will let you do 3 colors. So you can go ahead, you can do this trans blue, and then say you wanted to have some accents, just go with red. You go ahead, do the blue, let it cool down, tape off, aluminum foil, mask, spray your red, cure that, come out, and then if you wanted to clear everything. You can also do a process that Eastwood we came up with back in the 90s, but it's taken on by industry now. It's called hot flocking. You put a piece in the oven. This is just a chrome piece. You put this in the oven, get it up above 280 F. So you put it in the oven at 400, sit in there for about half hour, bring it out, spray the part, the powder will melt right onto the part. Then you go back in the oven for a final clear. Final cure. No, at that point you don't need it. Yeah. That's what you use at your final, when you, like, I'll do a aluminum intake manifold, say for a small block Chevy or Ford. About this size, fits nice in a kitchen oven. Blast it, powder coat whatever color you want. Put it in, those things take about 40 minutes to cure, just because of the casting is such a heat sink, just soaks up the heat. The powder flows out, you leave it in for 20 minutes, bring it out. Now you have the gun all set up with your clear. Spray the clear on and you see it. The clear is white form, but then it turns to a, water clear. The whole thing, you just see the clear happening. Done spray, put it right back in the oven for 20 minutes. Makes it quick and easy. In about an hour, you could have the whole thing done and then you let it cool down. Any other questions or anyone want to try it? No, rust, no, because the rust will start delaminating under your powder. But if you do need to do any smoothing, we have a product called metal to metal, which withstands 500 degree. So you can put that down as your filler or bondo. Level it, sand it, level it, do everything you need, and then powder.